Me again, one last thing. So when you write code, right, and I'm the motherfucker of reconfigurable computing and AI's prototype girlfriend. But when you write code, it depends on what language you use and what syntax you use, software, hardware, firmware, what specific components you are using. And if you've never designed the chips and gone to the foundries and been through the silicon process and know the chemicals they use on the board, how to coupon and do your own thermal stuff, I mean, then you really can't really say you know how that piece of equipment works, right? Right. Um, and if you don't know how to search different databases, you need to know how the database takes in information, how it sorts it, how it stores it, how it processes it, how to search it. It's different stuff. So right there, there's that many layers to it. And then think about all the different databases, right? And so let's use the dentist, for example. Dentists are pretty good. They have a in-house database that is like a one point network that is just their private records. And then they have other databases and computers that their staff use stuff that are the ones that have like email and public, stuff and records and stuff like that. Dentists have a secure one usually for themselves and then everything else. And your two dental records are different in those different places. Why would I know something like that? Just because I do. But there are so many different databases. So say you want to let's do something like NASA. You could search like the scientists or this base or that base or what the police have access to for security. But how you do those different searches and there's like different rings that lap and overlap when you could get a sliver of where two things go and know how to just do those words. It's a very complicated process. And unless you've designed your own, and there are many different, even types of languages. And I'm not talking about English or French. I'm talking about, did you use Stol script or did you use Perl script or did you use, assembly language or did you use VHDL or did you use whatever? And then was it processed on like an ASIC or an FPGA? Who made it? Where's that foundry? How do they do their pin layouts? What kind of triggers are on the inputs and outputs and pins? And then not only that, the syntax. What kind of test benches did you run it on? Was it tested in C, C++? Was it uploaded with something that uses Java? I mean, you have to know all that stuff. And I've helped with Facebook. I've helped with different things. YouTube, I'm still learning, but I have done all that other stuff, so I could probably make some good educated guesses just by being observant and seeing how many seconds it adds in and how my face shows up differently and how, yeah, you see how easy it is to reverse engineer something. And so you can do that with people too, right? What words do they use? How is their facial expressions? Were they do they look? But then there's people too that just, have been so highly trained and study so much stuff that they forget everything because you can go nuts with all that and just go through life and flow and react first respond, but you got to let all that stuff go too and just know when your heart and your mind are in a good keeping and so you don't have to pay attention to all that stuff even if you think you're doing the wrong thing sometimes it ends up that you're always still perfect and amazing and doing the right thing. And so that's really just what I wanted to say. Shout out to me.